You've had a lot of different team ups this season. Like you've had episodes where you've had like, your very first episode had a lot of like Evan, and then you had a little
Yeah.
side trip with Henry and Ryan, Althea, um, and Zhilan, of course, when she kind of tried to convince you to come over to her side.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite do you have a favorite side trip
Uh,
or a dynamic that you like the most so far
I
with,
mean,
someone
I
else that's not Nikki?
so I mean, not like I won't spoil. Well, I don't know if this is spoiling, but
Yeah.
me and Jalan it's quite interesting.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. This
Yeah.
this won't come out till after 8 airs,
Eight.
so you can
Okay.
talk about 8.
Okay.
And we will talk about that in a second because I have questions. It's very
Yeah.
interesting.
So it's just um I, I was cast as a mix of like Nikki and Jalan.
Okay.
So it's interesting to see how Mia will change um despite being with each character. So she doesn't stay the same. Um and Jalan and Nikki, they're kind of like the same, right? They're either white or black, but
Mm,
Mia will kind of like she's gray and then she's like very gray. Like
yeah.
she's it's interesting. So I think that's it's probably one of, and I feel like a lot of people will also like it. I know a lot
Yeah.
of people are fandom, they want to see it. There's gonna be a lot coming.
Yeah, Zhilan, well, with the episode where, Zhilan took Mia, it felt instantly like Mia trusted her as soon as Zhilan said, I don't care about you. Like as soon as Zhilan said to her, I'm not here for you, I've got a different aim, but I do know that you're a part of it and I can help you, as opposed
Mhm.
to like trying to appeal to any emotional
Yeah.
sensibility. And it
Mhm.
seemed like Mia just like loved her for that instantly. She was just like, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, I understand. Okay, we can go.
Yeah.
And then in episode 8, we have Jilan showing up, creepily coming through the window to talk to
I
Mia
know, it's so
and
funny.
tell her, that she's got this destiny that Nikki has been hiding from her.
Right,
And that
right.
seemed like another moment where, Mia might, that trust in Nikki might waver and that she'll
Mm,
go back to kind of Jilan's straight talking.
yes.
So yeah, I mean, what was it with Olivia and Yvonne? You've had a couple of scenes with them both together, and obviously Yvonne separately. So what's the
Yeah.
dynamic like when it's all three of you?
I don't know if I can talk about that.
We've had one in the past, but I don't know what might be
Did we have,
coming
oh
up.
yeah, in
But
episode 5, right?
yeah,
Okay, well there's more to come. That's what I'll say.
okay,
Yeah. But well what I can say is that I don't know if you guys will notice, but like our fighting styles are different. So it's like it's quite interesting. I don't know, a fun fact. But
yeah.
all three of us, like when we are in the stunt warehouse practicing, we
Mm.
each have our own style. And it has to do with our own personalities, the
Yeah.
characters. So it's interesting, like in the future when more things happen, that could be something that people can note, and maybe they'll notice. But yeah, it's yeah,
Have
there's
you? Oh, I was going to say, have you
yeah.
spoken? So with the stunt coordinator or the fight choreographer,
Yes.
you said it's different personalities. What is Mia's personality affected in her fighting? Like, what was your direction versus the others? Like, in terms of like, this
Mm,
is how you do it and why? Maybe is
yeah.
there any of
So
that?
yeah. So there's no structure to her way of fighting.
Okay.
She's very rough, and she fights with a lot of her fists, so she just wants to get at it and just take you down.
Yeah.
And for example, Jelan, she uses a lot of claws, to create damage. And then for Nikki, it's more, it's monastery,
Open
right? It's
hand is
fun,
yeah.
bam, 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 bam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Open.
So
Yeah.
it's interesting when it's like I just love like they put so much thought behind that as well.
Yeah. That's
Um,
great.
yeah. So yeah, there's much more to come. The season is crazy.
Yeah.
You guys haven't seen it yet. I wish I
Yeah.
could say more. Yeah.
Well, we don't want to, we obviously don't want to and can't spoil too much, but
Yeah.
I'd like to see a bit more time with Mei Li and Mia, maybe about Mei Shui. Is that something we might be able to hope for?
Maybe a little bit, but
Okay.
yeah, there's definitely a lot more though
Yeah.
too. But yeah, about the Meili thing, that was actually the first scene that I had filmed coming out of quarantine
coming home to the family.
Yeah, so that scene where I was eating at the table at Harmony Dumplings and seeing Meili for the first time. And that was the first scene that the whole crew, all the cast, they got to see me. And yeah, I don't know, it was nice that they had
that's very realistic, having them all come in and
yeah,
meet
exactly.
you.
I'm like holding my backpack like, oh my god, like
Yeah.
where am I? Yeah, so
this is just a little question, given that you mentioned food, because I have the two other people that we've spoken to don't do a lot of eating on the show. We spoke to Yvonne and other Vanessa, but Harmony dumpling scenes, what's the food prop like? Are you actually eating, or is it prop food, or is it how does that work on this show?
So I feel like if there's a scene where we are eating, that's like real. But if it's just like on the table,
sitting on the table,
then we're not actually eating. But it's like they're very nice about it. Like I remember at that scene, like I was eating dumplings, and like because I'm the direction I was given is like I had to like scarf it down like I've never eaten before. So like the prop people, they're so nice. They would like spray water on it to make it like easily like swallowable, like digestible. So it was really nice. And also like the vegetables we do see like at Harmony Dumplings, a lot of the crew, they'll take it home just to like
use it.
Yeah, so we're not wasting anything.
Fair enough.
So yeah, they're super nice about it. They're like it's really great.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Most of the time we're not eating it though.
Yeah, there's just a lot of scenes in this show that have a lot of food on the table at home or in the restaurant. So yeah, I was just curious. So we kind of episode 7, in the kind of realm of the Jusha, that was a very surreal experience for the show. Like not even just for your season, like even last season, they didn't really do anything like that kind of fantasy realm before. Very different kind of set. Like the cabin was like very much like a theater set almost, and it was just very different style. What was that like, actually, kind of stepping out of the real world of San Francisco and going on to that unusual place? And are we going to see it again, or is it just like I don't know?
See it again. Are we going to see it? That is an excellent question. Let me think. Are we going to see it again? I don't think we are going to see it again, unfortunately.
That's okay.
Maybe in memories, stuff like that. But I don't think that a specific set will be seen again. But yeah, it was crazy. I remember like when I'm like 4 a.m. call, like I'm like, okay, I do not want to talk to Nicky Shen, and like cannot talk to him. And I go on set, I'm like, whoa, this is so nice. Like this is crazy. They literally had like set trees and like the cabin and everything. Like it made it's just great because it's like you're already imagining things, right? And then to see like this imaginative set, like it actually helped me like just get there completely. Because like let's say it was like a real life cabin or whatever, then I would be like more rooted into like realness. And then I remember, oh, my mom is alive, like she hasn't passed away. So it actually helped, and it was just so nice with everything. And yeah, I was so glad I got to meet Meishu, the actress who plays my mom, because I remember watching her in season 1 and I was like, oh, okay, so that's my mom. Okay, I know where I come in now. Like I understand. So it was so nice that they brought her back.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and you had Richard, you had Dick Spate directing on that episode, did you not? Yeah, I've interviewed him many times from Supernatural about both his acting and his directing. So yeah, what was that like on that for that episode with him? Because he's got an unusual eye, I think, in his work.
It's funny because so we have like a different director for each episode, and it was my first time meeting him on that day where we had to film the cabin, and it was like it's sad because it's like, well, like I'm only gonna be crying this episode, so I'm so sorry. Usually I'm like a much happier person, like, but I think the best thing he does is that he makes me feel safe. He makes me know that like what I'm doing is good and I'm on the right path. Because we don't get to watch the replays, so a lot of the times it's just by feeling, and so it's just he's the best at just making me feel like, okay, like what you did was great, and just continue doing that, and you're on the right path. Like, don't worry, everything's fine. Yeah, because especially when you're being vulnerable as well, you don't know, right? You're like, oh God, like I don't know what I feel anymore. Like, is that okay?
You get a bit lost in the emotion of it.
Exactly. So
Wow.
he was so great about it, and he comes back later on the season as well. He directs 12, which is a
Really? That's great.